Were you not recording?
Oh, I was, but I may cut that.
Oh, that's probably fair. I don't think the people need to know about that.
Yeah.
That thing that's been cut out from the episode, and now you have no idea what we were talking about.
Ooh, it could be anything. Drop your theories below.
In the comments.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Adventure Twins. This is the podcast where two twins talk about one of our favorite shows, Adventure Time. I'm Jacob.
And that makes me Jon.
And today we're going to talk about Season 1, Episode 11, Wizard. This episode was released May 10th, 2010, day after our birthday. It was written by Bert Jan, Peter Braungart, and Adam Muto. In this episode, Finn and Jake gain a series of free wizard powers for completing various tasks.
I don't think I have anything to add to that plot. That is the entire episode.
Yeah.
Finn and Jake are like walking, as they do, just around. And some weird, death skeleton offers them free magic tricks. Mm-hmm. And they get transported to some, magic school. And they complete just various tasks, and every time they complete one, they get awarded a new star, which gives them a new magic power. And they learn magic, and Finn takes the ultimate wizard pledge to get the last star. And the ultimate pledge is to essentially sacrifice himself for the rest of his life to keep a meteor from hitting the area, or a comet, or whatever it is.
Yeah, he has to keep a meteor from crashing into Ooh and destroying the planet, using his ultimate wizard powers. But then he stops just doing that and goes to destroy it using his ultimate wizard powers and the help of the other ultimate wizards. Yeah. What do you think about this episode?
I love this episode so
this
much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is.
I was waiting for this one.
This one's so good.
Wizards in Adventure Time are, number one, so funny, and two, the lamest characters. They're all total losers. There's the one where it's all the wizards go on a bus trip to Wizard City or something like that. The wizards are just lame as shit. Their little password to get into Wizard City is Wizards Rule. They're so dumb.
I love how slow this episode. I won't say it starts slow. The episode starts just so calmly. They're just walking in the middle of a field and have a little
Jake's walking on all fours even.
Yeah, and they're just like, "What do you think about wizard or demon hearts?" It was you ever seen a demon heart? What do you think it tastes like? And they just run into a creepy skeleton, a little skeleton
death
demon
personified. Yeah. It's it's like offering, free candy to kids. It's hey, you guys want some cool wizard powers? And of course, Finn and Jake want it. Who doesn't want free wizard powers?
Yeah, Finn is over eager for the free wizard powers, and Jake has to talk him back and be like, "Nah, don't you notice he's over eager? He's that foul stench of decay."
Yeah, I wrote that one down, too.
Oh, what? It was, you know what that means, Finn? Yeah, he's evil. Yeah, mostly that, but it means he's unattractive.
Unattractive people are desperate.
Unattractive people are desperate. You need to haggle with them. So they have to haggle for not just free wizard powers. So he throws in a keychain, which is definitely just his own hand broken off. Yep. And then they're like, "All right, fine. I will begrudgingly accept your offer." So they get free wizard powers, and they go through the demon portal. And come out the other side that's covered in demon butts.
Yeah, I think it makes a fart sound even, unless they go through.
That's a classic, little cartoon. It's just quick fart
Farts
noises.
are funny. Farts are funny.
Farts.
So before we kind of walk through the episode, one of my questions was, do their wizard powers come from the robes that they're given? Or if they take the robes off, can they use their wizard powers still? Or is it powered through the robes that have the stars on them?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
Magic Man doesn't. It's magic. It's wizards.
But did they learn their spells from this wizard school, from Bufo?
Did they learn them from Bufo? I mean,
They
they're
were
kind of
granted
just
the
awarded
powers
them.
for passing the trials.
Yeah, they don't
And
really
I think the
learn
robe
any
just
of it.
denotes their level of wizardry.
Mm.
But I don't necessarily know if that's what's giving them the powers. There's a cool frog wizard in this one.
Yeah, his name's
But
Bufo.
he's not Bufo. Bufo is here, but Bufo is not him. Bufo
Oh.
are the series of tadpoles that live within his throat
That's
that all
right.
speak in unison, except for
Leonard.
dang it, Leonard.
Dang it, Leonard.
It's a classic Tom Kenny delivery.
That was Tom Kenny,
It
wasn't it?
is Tom
Yeah.
Kenny as Leonard. Of
course
and
it was.
the rest. Wait, are they all collectively Bufo? Because that one's
I think-
clearly Leonard.
Collectively, they're Bufo. Is how, because they're like, wait, are you not Bufo? No, Bufo is here. And it's like, I think as a group, maybe Bufo is the name of the group and not individually they are named Bufo.
Yeah, maybe so.
I liked how Bufo wore two hats because that was kind of weird. Like, why is he wearing two hats?
Yeah. Sometimes you need a hat.
He wears lots of hats. Sometimes he's the instructor. Sometimes he's saving Ooh from being hit by a comet. I wear lots of hats in this work.
I like when they enter the wizard school and you see all the other wizards and like two are clearly just playing patty cake, but every like slap they make, it's just like an explosion.
And it goes back. The wizards are just so lame. Like,
Yeah, they just do shit. They have shit powers.
I thought back to Bufo. He reminds me of the Billy and Mandy Harry Potter episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the same thing because there's a frog wizard in those.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember those ones terribly well, but Billy and Mandy had some good. The Harry Potter spoof episodes were always good.
Yeah. I like how cool Jake looks in his wizard robes.
He does look pretty cool in his wizard robes.
He's got such a vibe going on. It's cool.
I like Finn tucks it in because he says it looks like a dress. And it's like toxic masculinity right there.
Yeah. You know, Finn, you gotta get... Finn is, like, super emotionally reactive in this episode. And I realize
Yes.
it's kind of necessary that he has to be, like, super overeager about this. Otherwise, like, how is he gonna so easily commit his whole life to keeping the meteor? Unless he's already set and established as he's very, very over the top. But we mentioned this, I think, in the Tree Trunks episode of Finn being like super overly reactive and all of his emotions are just at like a 10 constantly in any direction. And this episode has a lot of that where some of like, even just in his line delivery, it's like, dude, why are you screaming? Like, calm down.
Yeah, he is still a kid.
Yeah.
Like, we know he's a teenager, and teenagers and teenage boys feel their emotions very strongly. But I almost feel like they overplay or they really up his eagerness to 11 for the comedic effect and so it can fit the plot. There are some other episodes where they'll take one attribute of a character and like overplay it for the episode. And a lot of TV shows do that, really.
Yeah, and you know, this episode is, I think, more guilty of playing into Finn's just like overly loud and emotional, like 12-year-old.
Right.
Anyway, I mean, yeah, it's necessary for the episode, but it's one of those like, dude, calm down, like chill out, just a little bit, man.
I like how the first task is they have to eat a broom.
This is like the second time now we've seen Jake eat something by growing really big and just digesting it faster.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
but
Finn, just do what I do. And he just increases very rapidly in size and just swallows the broom whole.
And it works.
Yeah. I like Finn's super, super sharp teeth. He's just got like triangles for teeth when he's going at the broom. And I'm like, that's just a fun little like, you know, someone is trying to eat something and so they gain like monster teeth real fast just for like one shot.
I like, so they eat the brooms and the wizard power they're granted is control of dust motes, was it?
Yeah, dust mites.
Dust mites, yeah. Which is, again, wizards are so dumb in Adventure Time. The wizard battle, like, you remember those episodes? Those are
Only slightly.
dumb, too.
What's your favorite wizard power they gain?
I like the one that lets them shoot mayonnaise out of
An
their
unlimited
fingers.
supply of mayonnaise.
That one's pretty awesome. I like the one that gets them like funky hair. um,
My favorite, I think, is sleep. They can just cast it
Yes.
on themselves or on others. Just instantly make someone fall asleep. What about your favorite wizard task?
my favorite wizard task is definitely the one where they like have to sit in the chairs, like wobble wobble in a chair just on two legs. I'm like, what the hell is
So
this?
you get a montage of them rapidly going through each of the wizard levels. And it's just all stupid little gags like, oh, you have to balance on the hind legs of a chair, or you have to put your hand in a bowl of eyeballs that definitely just aren't peeled grapes, or you have to take an orange and make it cover up your mouth like teeth.
It's like all like stupid like stuff you do for a 4-year-old to entertain them.
Yeah.
But they get wizard
Each
powers
one
from
gives
it, and
them,
they're all like
yeah, they just
stupid
get
wizard
stupid,
powers.
shadowmancy where they can cast shadows but can't touch them. It's
I
so
swear,
stupid.
And the montage moves so quickly, it's hard to say everything. Like, I don't even remember all of them because it moved pretty quick. But they get actual, like, cool powers because at the end, I mean, they get powers to grow, like, angel wings, make your hand like a tiger claw,
Yeah,
tiger
and
claw,
sword
and,
hand.
like, sword hand and all kinds of, like, crazy stuff.
I noted in this episode that it feels like those like pay to win games. So things like Candy Crush, or if you get, ads for games like Royal Match or any of those other stupid games where it gets you into the game by being really, really ridiculously stupid easy and giving you every power up immediately. And then once you run out of those, it just hits you with just like, oh, no, you have to pay. Like, you owe money.
Mm-hmm.
And so you hit like this super major wall at the end. And I think this is emphasized when Finn's ready to take the final test and Bufo says, the final power is not free. And I'm like, oh, pay to win.
Pay to
So I don't
win.
know. I found the wizard school of like they make it super easy at first. You gain levels super rapidly. And then suddenly you're hit with like this, oh, you're stuck now. You're trapped. We lured you in, and now it's like too hard, and you're stuck.
It's literally like World of Warcraft. That's how they do it. Or Wizard 101 even.
Wizard
It's Wizard 101.
Well, it's not quite World of Warcraft.
It's more Wizard 101.
Yeah.
That's the wizard, the wizard one for sure. Do you think so? I mean, we kind of already talked about it. Do all wizards in Adventure Time get their power this way, or is there other ways to get your wizard powers?
I would imagine there's other types of wizards. I think
Are
this
there
was
other
just Bufo
other schools
scamming
of
people.
magic? I think it's just Bufo scamming people for
Yeah,
sure.
this is just Bufo like lying to people to kind of serve. I mean, at the end of the day, it was for a noble cause of trying to keep the meteor from crashing. But like one of those, like, yeah, he was lying to people to get this done. Like he set up this whole little fake wizard school to kind of trap people into doing that. I don't know. Yeah, and Jake
Bufo
has
D's
captivating
nuts.
hair. What?
I said Bufo D's nuts. I had no comments. That's all I had to say. Bufo D's nuts. I like at the end. So like Finn obviously has to keep the, he takes the magic oath and they take out one of the old wizards who's obviously been there his whole life keeping this comet afloat.
Elder
And
Jeremy.
They look Elder Jeremy and they look outside and Bufo's just like putting him into a coffin to put him down. It's just like, oh, it's time to die now. You're done.
And it's surrounded by a bunch of other graves of all the other elder wizards.
I feel like he literally exists just to like suck people in and kill wizards.
Yeah,
And Bufo shows up again and just, I think,
he may
probably at some
I can't
point with all
remember.
the other wizards.
This episode reminds me of the South Park Apple contract episode. Where-
Yeah, that's the human centipede one, right?
Yeah, where it's like written into your Apple user agreement that if you agree, they can just like kidnap you and turn you into a human centipede to charge iPads or something.
haven't seen the episode. I just know I know of it, but
Yeah, this episode feels like that, where it's like, oh, well, kind of agreed to this when you went to wizard school.
you know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
You knew I had a temper when you married me.
I like this one. And then all the
Yeah.
other elder wizards are trying to like keep Finn from going to do this to go set the meteor off, and he runs out the door screaming youth culture forever. Yeah.
He's the voice of our generation.
I like it when Finn is like preparing himself and using all his wizard powers to go fight off the meteor. It feels like an anime transformation scene, or like an episode of like Sailor Moon, where he's like shouting out all of his moves as he's doing them, where he's like, tiger eyes and
Sword hand.
claw.
I was picturing like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Almost,
Some
yeah.
long montage of them like gearing up, of like getting ready. I like he's also doing that. He's like Tiger Claw, Sword Hand, every other power I didn't mention my name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
It's like Marvel versus Capcom or something, where they're shouting out
Yes.
every single move as they're doing the move.
Oh my gosh, that gets annoying. Analyze Cube.
Classic
Freaking MODOK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic MODOK.
Yeah, those games are tough. I'm really bad at the 2D
I'm not
fighters.
good at fighters. Yeah,
I'm
arcade
pretty
fighters
bad
are
at them.
very hard.
Yeah, kudos to those who are good at them. I'm not. Can't do it.
When they blow up the meteor and they all get like fire blasted so hard that it like burns all their clothes away, and so they're just naked the rest of the episode. I like that
Yeah.
bit.
And that log just stays in front of Finn. It doesn't ever move.
Yeah, him and the other wizards.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much in this episode that I really like.
It's funny.
And then it closes
Dude.
out, and they go back and they find the skeleton again, offering them a demon heart, and Jake literally shouts out, "Full circle!" It's like, what a great way to end the episode. They have learned nothing. They're
Nope,
immediately
not a single
back to
thing.
the skeleton in the middle of a field, and you're just taking random offers.
Do you think they keep their wizard powers?
No, because remember Bufo said he renounces all magic?
I thought that was for himself, meaning Bufo's like, all right, I'm done with magic for me. But I guess that means
In my mind, he destroyed all of those wizard powers that he
that's
had
pretty
granted
cool.
over time.
That's pretty wizard.
Maybe Bufo is more powerful than we let on. I mean, he was the one who devised a plan to keep the meteor away rather than just like destroying the meteor. Like, Bufo is clearly smarter, or he just takes a lot of credit for things other people do.
I remember even thinking as a kid that they're like, yeah, Bufo, you just need to not take credit for the work other people do. I remember thinking, like, is that the lesson that he, like, was that the issue the whole time, that he's always taking credit for people? And I always thought that felt like a rushed, like, because it was only in the reference to that one comment, but I guess he was taking credit for saving everyone the whole time.
Yeah, maybe
I
the
don't know.
lesson is don't lie to people to sell their souls away.
Yeah, maybe. You know, a relatable lesson for all of us. Funny quotes or jokes, anything you like?
I like the farts in the demon door. We already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Finn's trying to get Jake's help to destroy the meteor. And so he tries to cast like a wake up spell on Jake, who from asleep just goes reflect, and it bounces off of him and hits a rock, who immediately comes to life, only to notice that a meteor's about to crash into him. Hey, I'm alive. Great. It's good stuff.
When Jake puts on the robe, he said, "This is a dress, and I'm into it." I'm like,
Queen.
all right, Jake.
It's like
I see you.
gossamer. Yeah, I think this episode's just so fun.
I wrote one quote down, "Razamafu." I don't know what that was a reference to, but somebody says Razamafu, and I liked it.
Yeah, I mentioned the youth culture forever. Oh, Finn getting ready to start fighting the meteor, and he like gets all stanced up, and he's like, "Oh, maybe my footing is off," and he just moves his one foot slightly, and that was it. Yeah, his footing was just off. It's like such a stupid little gag, and I'm glad that gag made it to air. Like they didn't have to cut it for time. Mm-hmm. It's just a fun little like. It's a good bit.
It's weird because isn't this like the A-side episode of the two?
Oh, I meant to mention that in the last recording. They stopped, I think, pairing the episodes together, starting with this one.
Really?
Yeah, because previously my two favorite people and Memories of Boom Boom Mountain were both released May 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
But Wizard was released May 10th. And the next one, Evicted, was May 17th.
Did they show them in just maybe they just showed an older episode along with it? Like, were they already doing reruns?
Well, I don't know if it was reruns or if it... I mean...
Because
It's not reruns in the sense that it's like there's no new episode. It's like there'd be like one new episode.
Yeah, but the
I
one
think
would be
they'd
the other
schedule
part
a
of the
30... I think just the last one. Or maybe it was like cartoons growing up. There would be a lot of like... You'd see the previous episode and then it would immediately flow into like the newest episode. So if you missed it last week, if you just watched earlier, you could catch the new one again the next week. Maybe it was like that.
Maybe that's why we watched so many of these early episodes so often, because they were always on.
Yeah.
That probably is what it was, because I know Cartoon Network would show things in 30-minute blocks.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it starts being a like one episode per week kind of thing. And then there's a bit of a gap there between June and July.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, they started with this one just being one episode a week rather than like A and B sides.
I was about to say, if they were still paired,
Excuse me, I had an EP.
like if they were paired, I mean, this is definitely the B side compared to Evicted, but
Yeah,
I guess
absolutely.
they're not paired anymore.
Yeah.
So
I had that same thought going into this, and then I actually checked the dates. I'm like, oh, wait a second.
yeah,
Yeah, there was no like A and B side, so. I just love this episode. Yeah,
It's Wizard.
it's totally Wizard. This episode's fantastic. It's just so silly, but like I don't know, it's great. I love it.
I like this episode a lot too.
It's truly adventure time.
Wizard.
Wizard.
He is the Wizard of Oz. I'm talking. I've never heard of this song in my life.
Alrighty. Were those all your closing thoughts?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. How do we start this one? I was gonna put this episode like full circle. I was like, oh, we should loop it back to the beginning, and I've already forgotten how we started this episode. So
I don't remember what we were talking about. It could have been anything.
could have been anything. Could have been anything.
It could have been anything.
I definitely
Who
didn't
knows?
cut it. So
Nope. Who knows?
Adventure Twins.
Adventure Twins.